Welcome to VLearn Virtual Learning Network. This is session number 20 of Personal Administration and the topic is Conduct and Discipline. Topics to be covered in this session are Role of Conduct and Discipline in Personal Administration, Matter covered under Conduct Rules, Disciplinary Action meaning, Causes of Disciplinary Proceedings, Types of Disciplinary Actions, Mode of taking disciplinary actions, disciplinary proceedings against the civil servants, Constitution of India, successive steps involved in disciplinary proceedings, issues and problems. Now come to the first topic, that is role of conduct and discipline in personal administration. The Reader's Digest Great Encyclopedic Dictionary defines conduct as manner of conducting any business or oneself, and discipline as mental and moral training and or order maintained among persons under control or command. All the staff members cannot be expected to conduct themselves with equal zeal in an unimpeachable manner. Matters covered under Conduct Rules. Different categories of government servants and are governed by separate but substantially similar sets of conduct rules. Some sets of conduct rules in India are All India Service Rule 1954, Central Service Rules 1955, Railway Service Rule 1956. Matters covered under Conduct Rules are the following are the matters covered under the Conduct Rules: restrictions on political activities, political neutrality, position in India. Rules of conduct: no government servant shall be a member of or be otherwise associated with any political party or any organization which takes place in politics, or nor shall take part in, subscribe in aid of or assist in any other manner any political movement or activity. Seditious propaganda or expression of disloyal sentiments by a government servant is regarded as sufficient ground for dispensing with his service. Now, rules of conduct. Strikes. The formation of public employees organization and the question of strikes are closely interwoven. The question of strike is the most controversial of all other matters relation to the organizational of public servants. Matters covered under Conduct Rules: restrictions on relationship with press, radio and outsiders, and criticisms of the government. Rule 8 of the Central Service Rules has similar provisions to ensure the security of the state. Clause 2 of Rule 5 of the Central Service Rules required the government servants to endeavour to prevent any member of the family from participating or assisting in any manner of activity which tends directly or indirectly to be subversive of the government as established by law. Restrictions on public demonstrations presented, etc. Restrictions in matters of property, private business and investments, etc. Government servants are also subjected to certain special obligations. Sections of the Official Secrets Act 1923 prohibits the communication of any official documents or information to anyone whom they are not authorized to communicate. In the interest of the integrity, the discipline of the service, they are also prohibited to make public criticisms of any policy pursued or take by the government. Disciplinary action meaning. Disciplinary action means the administrative steps taken to correct or misbehavior of the employee in relation to the performance of his or her job. Corrective action is initiated to prevent the deterioration of individual inefficiency and to ensure that it does not spread to other employees. A distinction needs to be drawn between disciplinary action to civil or criminal procedure. Now, causes of disciplinary proceedings: acts amounting to crimes, embezzlements, forgery of documents, bribery, corruptions, conduct amounting to misdemeanor, disobedience of order, insubordination, misbehavior with superior officers. Now, types of disciplinary action. Disciplinary action may be informal or formal. Informal disciplinary action may mean assignment to or less desirable work, closer supervision, loss or withholding of privileges, failure of consultations in relevant matters, rejection of proposal or recommendation. Formal disciplinary action follow where the offense is serious and can be legally established. In such cases, the penalties which are imposed on a member of the service are minor penalties, that is censures, withholding of promotions, recovery from pay of the whole or part of my pecuniary loss caused to government or to a company, association or body of individuals, withholding of increments of pay. In such cases, the penalties which are imposed on a member of the service are major penalties, reduction to a lower stage in the time scale of pay for a specified period, reduction of a lower time scale of pay grade or post, compulsory retirement. Mode of taking disciplinary action. In the state of Chicago, dismissal can be ordered by a trial board consisting of some members of the Civil Service Commission. This is advocated in the interest of impartiality and fairness to the employees, argument being that since the departmental authorities are accusers, they should not also be the judges. Disciplinary proceedings against the civil servants. Provisions of Government in Indian Act 1990 with regard to disciplinary proceedings. No All India officer could be dismissed from his service by any other authority than the Secretary of State in councils. The government of the province was required to examine the complaint of any such officers who thought himself wronged by an official superiors and to redress the grievances. Provisions of Government of India Act 1935 in respect of disciplinary proceedings. The Government of India Act 1935 includes the protection of the interest of the public services in the list of the special responsibilities of the Governor General and the governors. If any officer of the Secretary of State service was affected adversely by an order relating to his conditions of service, he had a right to complain to the Governor. Constitution of India, Article 309 provides that the act of the appropriate legislature may regulate the recruitment and conditions of service of the persons appointed to public services and posts in connections with the affairs of the Union or any state. According to Article 310, every person who is a member of defense service or civil service of the Union or an All India service holds office during the pleasure of the President, and every person who is a member of a civil service of a state or holds a civil post under a state holds office during the pleasure of the governor of the state. Successive steps involved in disciplinary proceedings. Calling for an explanation from the employees to be subjected to disciplinary action if the explanation is not forthcoming or is unsatisfactory. Framing of charges. Suspension of the employees if his or her remaining in the service is likely to prejudice the evidence against him/her. Hearing of the charges and giving opportunity to the employee to defend himself or herself. Findings and reports. Giving another opportunity to the employees to defend himself/herself against the proposed punishment order or exoneration. And the last one is appeal. Appeals can be preferred only if it is permissible under rules, not defective in forms and preferred through proper channels. It is preferred within 6 months after the date of communication of the order appealed against, and it is not repetition of the previous appeal to the same authority. It is addressed to an authority to which appeal lies under the rules. An employee can be deprived of the right to make appeal in the following cases: where a person has been removed or reduced in rank on the ground of conduct which has led to his or her convictions on a criminal charge; where an authority empowered to remove him or her or reduce him or her in rank is satisfied that of some reason to be recorded as by that authority in writing, it is not reasonably practicable to give that person an opportunity of showing causes; where the president or the governor, as the case may be, is satisfied that in the interest of the security of the state it is not expedient to give that person such an opportunity. Issues and problems: lack of knowledge of the disciplinary procedures, delays, lack of fair play, withholding of appeal, too many rules, lack of proper understanding, lack of tolerance, and the last one is lack of concern for the people. Lack of standards expected from employees, attitude towards supervisors, inconsistency, absence of constructive elements, absence of a specialized tribunal to deal with the legislation cases. Now there are some questions on the basis of this session. First one is, what are the matters covered under the conduct rules, and the second is, what were the disciplinary proceedings against the civil servants during the British period. That's it for this session. Thank you. Happy learning, we learning.